Hey guys, this is Rachel from Blue Jane Creations, and a fun thing that's going around. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but a lot of people are doing desk tours. So I thought that sounds like fun. Why don't I do that? I don't really get into too much detail on how I use my desk space. And then this here is a project I'm going to be working on a little bit later. I just got it set up on those trays. I think I had talked about the trays in like some of the main tools that I keep on hand. But anyway, I'm using my friend Dawn's Flutterby card making kit. It's her first one of this year. And I think I said it wrong. So, Dawn, if you're watching this, I owe you an apology. I said Flutterby, and it's Flutterby. Flutterby Treasures. And if you haven't checked her out, please go to Shiny Silver Treasures. She and her design team are just amazing. She makes so much stuff. It is absolutely fantastic. And she is definitely the fussy cutting guru. I'm getting there. It's very slow, but I am getting there in my own fussy cutting journey. But in any case, so this is what I'm going to be working on later. And then another quick update before I forget to mention it is the one Pink and Main kit that I'm working on for the D-Stash. Because it's so big, I think I'm just going to come on and do an overview of what I've made so far rather than do a process video, because that would be a lot and they would be very long. So I'll just break that one up into little chunks to just come on and show what I've made, and then I'll do maybe like a recap when I get through the whole thing. It's going to take a while. I have gotten started on it, and again, that's going to be off camera. So I think that's it for the updates. I can't think of anything else, but if I do, I'll pop it in here somewhere in this video. Trying to keep it not too long, but again, I can always edit stuff out if I get too chatty. So anyway, again, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you guys are. So I'm going to start on this end. This is the new setup I have for the sublimation printer. I haven't fired it up yet, but I need to make a design. I'm making custom t-shirts for my friend and I for our craft shows in the spring. So I'm going to get the designs done before I tackle setting up and getting the thing connected to my printer. But I'm really, really excited. This is going to be a lot of fun for making, not exactly customized. I'm not in any capacity able to make customized orders. However, it is still going to be a lot of fun to make stuff other than paper crafting, which, don't get me wrong, paper crafting is still going to be my first love, no doubt. So in any case, so that's pending, but I made a little cart for it. There was some leftover drywall. Eventually I'll try to get a more solid piece of wood, but for now that'll do. And then I covered it with tack paper to make it look more presentable. It matches the tack paper I put down on my shelving unit over here. Because again, and I've said it in a lot of videos, form and functionality is going to be number one rather than matching stuff. So yeah, that's going to be key for me always. Function over beauty. So in any case, all right, so starting here, that's just, I used the bookcases again to hold up the desktop, but it's not attached. If I need to break it down, like when we had to get the windows replaced, I can do that. It's heavy enough, and the stuff on here, especially the ink holder I'll get to in a minute, is very heavy, so I really don't have to worry about it flopping around. It'll slide a little bit, but not too bad. And it was just perfect. The door was just there. I just had to put the tiles down because it was, what is that called? Beveled, I think. And then you can see the area I've got marked off for the filming area underneath the camera. And I had to make an executive decision. I am sorry, it's a little piggy. Oh, that fell. I had to take the chair mat out. I was going to break my neck because the chair rolls and it'll pop out from under me when I get into it. So I'm going back to the less less risk of having the chair on the carpet. And I think I've also discovered why I keep drifting south, where my hands start going off camera when I'm filming, is the chair slowly inches back and then I'm out of the camera angle. And of course, while I'm working, I'm not paying attention. So then I go back through the editing and I see all the times that my hands are doing stuff off camera. So I apologize. So now that it's back on the carpet, it should stay in place better where I shouldn't drift south as much. Because I can keep my hands in the camera if I'm like right up to the desk, and that should work. So, little tip, if you have any issues where your chair drifts south, find a way to keep it from rolling back. So, anyway, so that is how I have the basic layout of the desk and what I used. It was a lot cheaper to use a door we had here than going out and buying a huge chunk of wood or a desk for that matter. Um, and then just another little side note, if you need extra space but temporary, I know there's many that are probably like me that have a very small space. Get a fold up table like a TV tray or a TV, I guess you call it a TV tray. I'm not sure, but that's okay. I think you kind of get what I'm saying. Anyway, I got these at the resale shop. It was a set of four. They were only 75 cents a piece. So I've got two that we use out in the living room when we need them. I got one in here, and then I left one at the place we have up north where my husband's family is. So these are really, really invaluable. If you can find a resale bargain, grab it. So I like these particularly because this like is massive memories of my childhood of going to barbecues and camping and all of that, and these were all over the place. So definitely go to your resale shop. You can usually find so much stuff, and that's where I found these, a set of four. So it gives me, like I said, temporary space for extra room or setting stuff aside to dry. When I have a lot to do, I think in the craft tips video, the one I put up roughly this time last year, another good thing was I got drying racks. They're for plants or laundry, but those are also good when I have bulk. I did use that a lot when I was making stuff for the craft show. I don't put that stuff on camera because why? It's just drying. But it's a plastic, it's not canvas, but it has like a mesh. So it functions kind of like this that you see here. I'm not going to get it out because it's too big and I'm not using it. So I keep it tucked up in the closet. But you can put as many layers or levels on the that laundry rack thing that you need, and when you're done, you just take it off, take it apart, and you put it away. So again, that's also another option because again, space is limited. So a lot of the extraneous stuff that I need to use, it has to be able to get folded up and put away. All right, that's enough on that. Sorry. Um, and then this was actually dividers for washi tape case, but I've really whittled down my washi tape, so I've repurposed it, and then I'll put the inks that I'm currently using, that I'll be using, like I said, with that project in a little minute. I can put them in there and keep it together while I'm working, and have it ready if I have to go to the next day, and then I can just empty it and set them aside and store them. And then this is just a basket of the foam tapes and some of the ones I get from the kits. That's the low tack tape that I used in the last video where I can block off portions of the stamp to get the sentiments as what I think I was doing. So again, it's low tack, it won't stick to anything. It is a really good thing also to have in your craft room. I forgot to mention that one and I should have. So let me correct that right now. And that blue roll you see there is, I think it's a 4-inch low tack mint tape. I can't remember if that's Simon Says Stamp or scrapbook.com, but if you look up mint tape, you should find it if you want to use that. That's another really good low tack tape. And again, something really essential to have in your craft room. Like if you're holding small bits, they'll stick to it without tearing it when you take them off. Well, unless you're like me and you go too fast. I can pretty much manage to rip just about anything without even trying. So anyway, again, just to recap, keep little things next to you to keep your ink pads or your small bits in so they're not going everywhere and they're easy enough to move off the desk when you're done for the day. And then these are the lights. I just have a variety of lights. I put vellum on these. I think I've mentioned that before to dim it so it wasn't so harsh. This one's not too bad. It's a softer daylight bulb than the others, so I didn't feel like I really needed to block that one. So lighting is good. I had to be strategic. I tried to get it on every side. And then I have the power strips set up. There's one here, and there's one down towards the end there where you see those little clear drawer units. There's another one back there, and then I have another one behind me on the wall. But I don't really need to get into that one. That's my tape runner. I need to fix it. I broke it already. The roll that's in there, I pulled a little bit too hard trying to fix it, and it snapped. So I'll have to rethread that. And then this is a stamp ink pad. What is the word? Ink pad holder that I got from Amazon. It came from a company in Minnesota. So I finally got around to labeling all my Distress Oxide and I only have a few of the Distress ink. For whatever reason, the oxides are a little bit easier for me to blend without hurting my hand. So that's why you'll see 90% of these are the Distress Oxides by Tim Holtz. And then that's just a little dauber thing I set up. So I just keep this set up here, where it's easy enough but not right in my way. So I still have all this room on my desk. And then I had to make an executive decision. It was really sad. They have the pegboards at the Dollar Tree, and I had made a little contraption for hanging stuff as well as corralling these little pen holders. But in order to make room over here for everything for the electronics, I had to disassemble it. But again, a lot of this is because of spacing for the new printers as well as creating room for the stock items that I'll be selling in the online store. So it was very sad. I loved it very much. I had it for almost a year, so I feel pretty good. I got pretty good use out of it. So these are things that I got from Amazon. I believe I got 3 sets of 4. And you can stand them up, but it's easier for me to keep everything in here by putting it sideways, as you see. And then I got a bunch of these they're condiment containers from the Dollar Tree, but they're very handy for storing your little bits of, like the sequins and the drusies and all of that. So definitely recommend those. They're inexpensive and they work just fine. And then that's my little glue. And then I think I also forgot, baby wipes are also something that's really good to keep on hand when you're working with inks or anything like that, or even cleaning off your desk. I think I had to do that in the last video, that D-Stash video with that Crafts Beautiful magazine kit. I tried to keep up so I didn't smear ink all over. I just grabbed one of the baby wipes, and then you can just use the paper towel to clean it up so the paper doesn't get wet. So that's essentially how it looks in between projects. Just all the things that I need to use as well as to remember to use. Because now that I've had these up here, I remember to use the watercolor pencils and the markers and the alcohol markers and all of that. I remember to use them now because they're right in front of my face. So I'm still having to be careful that I don't let stuff get lost in the craft room. So that is what my desk looks like I said, when I'm in between projects and keeping it clean. I've got a lot of space because it's a door. It can be awkward, but it's more than worth it with having that extra length down on the other end for setting stuff aside or, moving stuff out of the way if I'm doing something else or, whatever. I think you guys kind of know what I'm saying. So anyway, hope this was a little fun. Hope it gave some tips and some more ideas for maximizing your space, especially for those of us that don't have a lot of room. Small doesn't mean it can't work. So just think about what you're using. Think about how to optimize the space that you have to make it work for you. It can be done. And the biggest reason I had to make the huge changes, like I said, was I realized I didn't leave room for the stock supplies I was going to need for the online store. So I had to kind of go back and rethink it. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. Good morning, good evening, like I said. And take care, stay safe, and I will definitely be seeing you guys in the next video.